Greetings, this is Homestead and a Rental. Hopefully you can see me, but if not, it's no big deal. I had a request on our channel to show my Bannok bread recipe. And even though the person saw me make sunflower seed flour, say that 5 times fast, I didn't have any for this demonstration, so what I did is I made some oat flour in my blender, and I mean, it's just about 2 cups, I guess. I'm kind of just guessing on this, and I want the whole thing. I am going to save the little bits and such that will be left over. But if I fluff it up like this, the bread will come out a little bit more fluffy. Now, one of the things about Bannok bread that makes it very versatile is you really only need 2 ingredients, and that's some type of flour and water. And you can make basically Bannok bread out of that. See now how I'm putting that back in? The reason I add more things to it is to make it more, I don't know, tasty, I guess. My hands are clean. So now I'm going to add in baking powder. And I'm from the school of Volpe cooking. I'm just like Mrs. Volpe. I don't measure anything, which is really bad when you bake. Now, if you're going to add more things to a Bannok bread, you can add an oil and you can add an egg, and basically what that'll do is just add more flavor, make it a little fluffier, stick together better. I am going to make an Italian bread. That's the reason why I picked oat flour, because it's very mild and I want the spices to come out. So I'm going to use olive oil. Well, this is drizzling in like this. I have my egg warming up. Thanks for the reminder, Noreen. Got to remember to warm up your egg. Pop that in there. So I'm going to put in a little bit of onion powder. And garlic. Lots of garlic, because I kind of almost want this to be like a garlic bread. And then I'm going to put in my Italian seasonings. And now I'm going to go get a fork, because I forgot a fork. Hang on. It's pretty early in the morning. I'm trying to get all my baking and all my cooking done. It's going to be another scorcher today, and I just really don't want to deal with the heat later on in the day. I don't really do good with the humidity, so I'm trying to keep the house cool. I have the oven at 350 right now. Okay, so now I'm going to just add a little water. And looks like it's really all the water I'm going to need. Excellent. Actually, it's probably a little bit too much water. Let me see. There we go. I think traditionally you're supposed to be able to make it into a ball, but I'm really not going to do it the traditional way today. Okay, now on the stove above my vent for my oven, I have the pan warming with a little butter in it. So I'll go get that. Hang on. And I like to cook my Bannok bread in cast iron, just like a cornbread, really. I don't know, I just think it tastes better, but probably just my brain. Or the lack of a brain. Depending upon if you talk to my neurosurgeon. Alright. So you spread it out like this. And like I said, if I had a little less water in it, it probably wouldn't be so gooey. And then traditionally you make an X like that. I'll move you so you can see it. Make an X like that. And when it comes out, it'll come out in 4 pieces. So, move this over to the oven. Woo! That's hot. Now, I had another request, and I'm going to do 2 requests at the same time, to see how I did my spaghetti squash. And I cook my spaghetti squash. I scoop out the innards, and I cook it in some water in an oven at 350. And when both the spaghetti squash and the Bannok bread are done, I will show you what I do then. So here we are. Here's the Bannok bread all finished. As you can see, I cut it down the lines, and then it will just lift out like this. Because it's just oat flour and I didn't have any xanthan gum, it is going to be crumbly, but it's still going to taste good. Now for the rest, here is the spaghetti squash. And what I do is I just rake a fork like this down the spaghetti squash. See how you kind of... and you get what looks like spaghetti. And what I do is I scrape the whole thing down, and then I scoop it out, put it in a dish, scoop it out, put it in a dish. Keep scraping until I get to the rind. Then you just treat it like regular spaghetti. You put meat sauce on it, or my mom and stepdad the other day did a shrimp pesto sauce over it, and they said it was awesome. And my stepdad's diabetic, and so he really has to watch his carbohydrates, and so they've been getting these squash from us, and they've really enjoyed it because my mom said she really missed spaghetti, so she tried these and said, wow, this is great. So if you're trying to watch your carbs, or if you're like us, Tim he's not allergic to wheat, but if he has too much wheat, he gets really sick. And, so it's a great way to have spaghetti without having to worry about all the dietary issues. I hope these 2 recipes helped the 2 girls that asked the questions. Mrs. Centershot, this was for you. And I am so sorry, but I forget who wanted the Bannok bread, but I did read your message, and so I did this one for you. So this is Homestead Inn a Rental. Greetings from North Carolina. Over and out.